Oh yeah, buddy. That's what that's what I'm talking
All
about.
night long. Yeah,
Eh,
that's
See,
nice.
we already started drinking. I already misplaced the scene. I don't know what's going on.
You know what? It's Saturday night. We are working when nobody else is. So
It's
how
Saturday.
dedicated.
It's
We're so,
Saturday night.
we're so dedicated. Isn't
I
that
didn't.
weird?
I didn't even realize it was Saturday night.
I know. Well, you lose track of time when you don't have to keep up with track of time.
Oh
Uh,
my goodness gracious. Well, I guess so. I mean, it's like pants are overrated, buddy, in retirement. And just let everybody know out
they
there,
are.
buddy.
And you know what? And your washer and dryer can run a lot less cycles because you wear the same underwear for like 3 or 4 days unless you just do something really sweaty.
Well, I'm not even wearing pants right now. You don't even know it on the goddamn stream, buddy.
Commando. You need to change your handle to Commando George.
You just have
Uh-huh.
to guess, buddy, on After Hours Live. Oh
Oh
my
my
goodness gracious.
That's right. Well, sometimes I wear my ugly yard shorts because who's gonna say, you know, this is like the old Microsoft Teams call. You only had
Yeah.
to dress from waist up.
Yeah, that's right. And act like I used to go in my underwear. Screw it. We're retired now. We can talk about
Yeah,
it.
we
I used to be
they ain't gonna do nothing.
in my underwear and run out in the driveway in the truck to act like I was in the vehicle
Oh
while I
my
did the
gosh.
team's
And
call.
I would have already been and I was already in the office like 4 hours.
Oh my that's all right,
Yeah.
buddy. You worked harder than me, but
Well,
well
but I was also going over paperwork, so by the time you did come on, you didn't have anything to worry about because I just go through and clear them all off. Why not? Why not
that's
leave
right.
stuff in there that I could go in and do? That's crazy.
That's
Anyway.
right. Now that we're
Uh,
talking about me being in my drawers, buddy, that's all.
uh,
But everybody, thanks for joining us. We're simulcasting live on our two great free speech channels, Rumble and X, of course, and we cave to the man. We're on YouTube, so
I knew it. I knew it.
Oh yeah.
I felt like a hypocrite because I would be watching rock videos on YT and we didn't want to push it.
Well, we can't not cover the news in
True.
our eclectic style and leave out people who are still stuck on the YT, buddy. We had to go in there.
I
So
know,
if you happen to cave to the man too, go ahead, look. Give us a subscription on YouTube. We gotta get monetized so we can drink more while we deliver our sound intellectual analysis of the news.
and maybe add more camera angles. There's all
Eh,
kind of things we could do.
That's right. There's absolutely. So give us a subscription over, give us a follow. Come on over there at YouTube at After Hours Live Show. And of course, here on the great state of Rumble, the After Hours Live channel.
Nice.
And if you happen to be on X, our other great platform, look, at Cav Literature, at Producer Doug, come see us. Look, we don't care. DM us. Try not to send us too many dick pics.
Yeah, we're not really into that, but I mean, if you send them, we're gonna look, but we
Yeah.
don't have to like. But yeah,
That's
we'll
right.
look. We'll
And we're
act
not
like we
even,
didn't
and we
look.
promise to not even take your picture and put it up in our locker when we're playing women's sports,
Well,
buddy.
and we got to remind everybody if you send something inappropriate like that, you have to understand we already have low self esteem at our age. We don't need for it to go any lower.
Yeah. I mean, at least
Life is hard enough without looking at your stuff on
that's right.
our feed. So
Send us something under 3 inches so we can feel better about ourselves.
oh my gosh, that's funny.
Well, how is everybody doing? Look, if you're new to After Hours Live, look, I'll tell you what, we have the infamously famous Cocktails with Cav show, also available on Rumble, look, and X and our home and YouTube as well. But check the links in the description. But we we do incredible interviews of authors and entertainers and artists all around the world. We're coming into getting ready for our season 2 premiere next week. After 50 shows, man, we did 50 already. So
that's incredible. Oh, and shout out to Grim. I got my little surprise in the mail today.
Oh, you did already.
Very nice of him to send that. I can't wait.
Sent you a signed copy of that incredible sci-fi thriller of his, huh?
And I love my little library I got going. Heck yeah.
It's like you're taking grift off of USAID, buddy. I don't know what the
I guess. It sounds good.
Yeah, right. But no, and we look, when we're sober, we do that legitimate show. But this is After Hours Live. Look, me and producer Drunk Doug, we been together for 3 decades, buddy. But we
isn't that crazy?
We sit on our back deck. Yeah, 3 decades.
3 decades. How about 3 decades? But yeah, no kidding.
You're getting old.
Yeah, no kidding. How about 3? Yeah, no. Yeah, that's true. How about 3 decades plus a year?
Yeah. It's I'm telling you. So we just we always sit on our back deck with our cocktails and our cigars or cigarettes, buddy, and talk about all the hot topics and news. And
that's right. That's right.
We got drunk enough one night to jump on Amazon, order a bunch of retarded technological equipment that we didn't know how to use. And we said, we're putting this online. People will want to hear Joe Everyman on our back deck talking about all this political and news stuff going on.
That's right. That's right. Well, I mean, we're going to talk about it anyway. We might as well include everybody else.
Yeah, yes. And by all means, look, I know you see the banner at the bottom of the screen. Feel free. Look. Call in to the show, 504-500-SNAG, 7624. East of the Rockies, west of the Rockies, you're on the air, buddy. If you got some insight into what's going on and want to, talk to us about it as we're going through the news, man, look, by all means, call in, hit us up in our chats. We're trying to be on top of everything, but we can't guarantee it. That's all I'm saying.
That's right.
Because it takes us 3 cocktails just to boot up and figure out how to get the camera into the studio.
Right. Oh, it looks so good tonight, though, man.
Everything
parted,
and I'm down here in the Big Easy, baby, drinking, enjoying the Super Bowl crowd. Thanks a lot.
What is Super Bowl LIV?
That's right. And look, streaming's ruined the NFL worse than Taylor Swift. So I don't know.
Oh God! I look at I'm pretty good with the Roman numerals till it gets like above 50, and I have to remember I'm a year older than the Super Bowl. So whenever I look at the Roman numerals, if the kids ask me, "How many years is that now?" I'm like, "There's just one behind me." That's the only way I can keep up with, like an LIVXV, right? Like I can't. I'm losing count.
We'll be like Matthew McConaughey, buddy. It's licks. It's lick. You think it doesn't mean we're getting played, buddy? We're not getting played.
Right. So that's 59, I guess, because the L is 50. Wait a minute. Yeah, 50, and IX is 9. So 50. So yep. I'm still a year ahead of the Super Bowl. Isn't that weird to be a year older than the Super Bowl?
You're fucking crusty, dude.
I know. My grandfather didn't think I was old. He'd be really surprised if he came back now. He'd be like, "How old are you now?" Like, I'm a year older than the Super Bowl.
Oh, he's on you, buddy. Well, guess what time it is, man? We got so much news, dude.
Yeah,
Trump and Doge does not stop. It's been incredible. I mean, I am telling you what, it is just
the only thing they've been able to really block is laying off the USA workers, and that's just a delay.
Right.
Can't do it. It's just a delay. So that's really the only thing they really kind of blocked him out on. And you know what? He may be look, this is how the negotiation goes. You shoot way out, And if they agree with anything in between, you still got way more than you wanted to get anyway. So,
Well, I think everything is just not only fascinating to watch, and and I'm hoping the American people are getting to the point where they realize that all that bullshit about you can't get stuff done in Washington,
yeah, wow.
that isn't going to be good enough anymore, buddy. That's
Exactly
all I can tell you.
And the nation ought to be shocked at what your money. If these people did not want this aid to continue, let's just say this: they want that aid to continue to the point that they're acting like you're taking money away from them, and that's exactly what you're doing. You're taking money away. They get so much crap funnel black ops money routed to them through these agencies. They are so upset about it, and they're to the point you can tell how upset they are about it, because that's like it's hurting me financially type upset. That's how you know that you're making headway, when they start having meltdowns, because they're sitting up there screwing your tax money out of you. Everybody ought to be. And instead of being mad at the people doing it, you ought to be mad at the people taking the money that have been doing this. Like I can't imagine how long this. Well, I know how it's been, probably since Vietnam. Since Vietnam was ramped up, this money has been coming through these projects and War Machine and everything else since then. So you're looking at well over 60 years of the taxpayers getting fleeced, and you had no idea how bad it was until these people have exposed and turned the light on and watched the cockroaches run for cover.
I know it's and I'll tell you what, for the people, I mean, they are literally in the meat factory arguing for salmonella. These Democrats,
right.
It's crazy,
Unreal.
And just, I mean, they're just like, I mean, why?
They are so like, how is a legislator and supposed guardian of the budget and being a servant of the people? How do you get upset about money that should be spent correctly? That is just, that is so backwards. That is so bad. You should be through. Well, and that's because their kickbacks are going to dry up, and that's what they're worried about.
Oh, absolutely. That's absolutely what they're worried about, buddy. Well, you know what time it is, buddy. We better get to it because it's been a great 2 weeks. You know what time it is.
Yep.
It's Trump time, baby.
Oh, Trump time. Oh, I was thinking about the theater. Never mind, it's Trump time. Okay.
It's Trump time. Yeah, we're going to get to the news, but no, I couldn't pass up.
Nice. Well, we are in the theater.
47. Okay. Number 47, buddy. He had some comments on Prince Harry because they asked him if he was going to deport Harry, and he said, no, he's got too much trouble with his wife. Fuck it. Here he is. Here he is.
Expression
I'm
whipped.
familiar with the phrase.
I won't use the full expression. But Harry is whipped like no person I think I've ever seen. I'm not a fan of Meghan.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. And I wasn't right from the beginning. I think poor Harry is being led around by his nose, okay?
You think it's going to end?
I do. I've been a very good predictor, as you know. I predicted almost everything. It'll end, and it'll end bad. And I wonder if Harry's going to go back on his hands and knees and say, please, I think Harry has been led down a path.
If you were the Queen, is it at the stage now, would you remove their royal title?
I would. The only thing I disagree with the Queen on, probably one of the only things ever, is that I think she should have said, if that's your choice, fine. But you no longer have titles, and frankly, don't come around. He has been so disrespectful to the country, and I think he's an embarrassment.
Yeah, there you go, buddy.
Yep.
I mean,
and you know what? He had to choose between her and his family, and he chose her. And
her of all people.
Of all people. Look, Harry. Just don't get married. Just don't get married. Just be.
Harry, I know you've lost your hair, buddy. I mean, I do realize that.
And we're
Okay.
there, so you know what? We can make fun of you because we have too. So can't call us out for it. We've lived that for years now, so whatever. So
I know. It's just crazy, man.
you got a good looking noggin, though. I don't, but you do.
But I had to play it because that was just hilarious.
That's
that
and that's exact. And we don't even know these people, but we can figure that out by watching them, by the things they do. And then he says exactly what people are thinking. He is an embarrassment. You have a life where you don't have to hit a lick at a snake, and you can't even do that. You can't even do that. You can't even be lazy. Like,
no. Well, I
let
mean,
me be
dude,
in that
he
royal
doesn't.
family.
I know. That's what.
If I was in the royal family, I would be riding my horse across the land at my farm, and I'd wear a shirt every day that says "Zero Guilt."
Right.
Zero guilt. Follow the bloodline on the back of it.
Oh my God.
Like England loves you, but they want you to love your heritage as much as they love your heritage. And he has just been a total just brat. He is just a brat.
Well, he's like,
Marrying her, she's awful. I don't care what heritage she is. She sucks. Okay, she sucks.
It's like, hey, I just don't understand how. And you can tell, how some people you can just tell how they are, right? I mean,
right.
She is. She is.
Well,
just
I didn't
that.
mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying she is that, buddy.
He is like a middle child. And let's face it, if you're not first born in the royal family or an Italian family or a German family, if you're not first born, you're just on the support staff. So he's never.
Speaking as an Italian, I can tell you, yes, that's accurate. But and y'all probably guessed I was Italian. I'm always with the hands, buddy. I'm with the hands.
You need to be wearing like an apron, like he was wearing like a butcher shop. George the Butcher. This is George the Butcher.
And when I eat, I take the tablecloth and I tuck it in my shirt right here.
That is fantastic. That is fantastic. And whenever a loud car goes down your street, you duck down in the window. You don't know, Tommy gun might come by and get you.
And then, of course, we all know our fine president yanked Joe Biden's security clearance, buddy.
That's right. You know what? If you can't carry classified information with you after you're president, then you don't need a security clearance at all. So since he didn't go to bat for Trump during all that stupid Mar-a-Lago raid, then there's no reason for him to have a security clearance either. So good. He should have it.
And he did it to him a couple of years ago, but I just love it. Joe, you're fired. Make America great again, buddy.
When I have never seen I don't know, maybe since it was uncomfortable between Kennedy and Nixon in the 1960 debate.
Yeah, that was a little.
I don't know that it's been this crazy for another president calling out another president. That is so unheard of. It's actually great. You know
why, buddy? Because big balls is trending in the United States. That's
Oh my gosh. People are so funny.
I think it made it to number 3, buddy. Is
number 3. Yeah. Wow.
And it's just like, yeah, buddy. It's there's just so much news going on. I tell you what, it is.
Scratch the surface, we really do scratch the surface. And after we go off the air, the next day, I'm like, dang, we forgot to talk about that. I mean, there's so much, and you think you can remember what you need to remember. Like, I'll touch on that when we go live, and then you get on and you're like, can't remember what I was going to, I knew I had something good. I don't remember what it was.
That's right. That's right. And we can also, I'll tell you what, the dang, oh my goodness, since we checked in last on the dang debt clock, buddy.
Oh,
Doge up to 73.5 billion on the debt clock, buddy.
Y'all, that is the first time, probably since when was the deficit reduced before? It was actually balanced under the first few years of Clinton.
Yeah,
and that's because when he took over it, and you know what? It wasn't so out of control that it could be brought back in. But now when you look at the debt, you're like, I mean, I never thought I would see it go the other way, and now it's actually starting to drop, which is incredible. And can you imagine if the Republicans don't hang on to the White House and they come in? The reverse of what's been done now is going to be so drastic. I don't know that people will ever let it go back to that again after they see what dirt is under the surface that they're dealing with now.
That's what I was saying. It's like it's almost like you can't unsee this stuff. And
right. You may just not care. I think it's down to the point to where people like, I don't care how much debt we're in. It's not my problem, and it better not affect my benefits. And I want what I want, and I don't care what the future generations have to deal with. But that's very like, you don't want a better future for your kids and your grandkids. Why would you? That's such a disservice to them when the generations before us made sure we were born into something to be proud of, and like we don't want to do the same for. That's how selfish people are now.
Well, I just don't understand how people can, and people have posted about it ad nauseum today. It's like, what kind of asshole is mad at the person finding the fraud and waste?
That's crazy. That's like bank got robbed. You're mad at the FBI for catching the bank robber. Be mad at the bank robber. He's the one that did it.
Right. And of course, look, New Orleans, our town is tore the hell up this week with the Super Bowl.
One more Tahoe goes down the street's gonna cave in.
and of course we'll probably get a call from Philly fans, because I'm calling Philly fans out. They're the nastiest goddamn fans ever.
They are. Hey, Boston is the probably the most passionate. I would say Chicago is the next most crazy. That's all that is.
They beer bottle chunking bastards. I ain't got time for all that. But
you know what? I could sit at the Garden and watch the Celtics or the Bruins, and those people go crazy, but it's funny. But Philly, that's not funny. I'm going to have to fight to get out of here because these people are.
I know. Well, we're going to see how it goes. But I tell you, I wasn't even going to watch the damn game. But
I know, but
I got to watch it now, buddy, because
I'm with you.
Oh, look. Lil Birdie told us. Got some Doge Super Bowl commercials coming. He's purchased 5 for $40 million of his own money. Elon's gone, and I think we're gonna have what's called like I don't know, halftime red pilling.
Right.
Is that it?
Right, yeah. So that is 5. That's 5 for $40 million. That's $8 million a spot for what? 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
that's
yeah. $8 million. That's about right.
Seconds.
And what was that? Now,
if we really hit it big, we could at least buy one spot in the Super Bowl.
Oh,
after hours, 30 seconds spot.
Oh, and I forgot what was hang on, buddy. Let's go ahead and get to the news real quick.
All right, let's do it.
I worked hard on this intro, buddy, so we can at least play it once. Yeah, buddy. This is the
There,
Democrats
all right.
with USAID.
No. No.
Oh my gosh. That is so true. That is just so true.
Isn't it just
Unbelievable.
true? God damn it.
Oh my God. It's a shame that she's got to run down to the theater screen to get y'all's attention. It ought to be enough just to be on here with us.
I know, but well, she's excited.
gotta do what you
She's
gotta do.
running. She's running towards us for the news, buddy. Because she loves
Right.
us.
Right. And if you follow her, you're going to get in the explosion. So
That's right. And
Try
come
to
on,
think
everybody. Come jump on with us if you haven't already, man. Jump in the chat. Okay, give us a follow. Oh my goodness. We, simulcasting on YouTube, X, and Rumble. Y'all get in there, check the descriptions. Got some great merch. We got a good t-shirt. We got good ladies, and they're in, buddy.
I know I
I'll have
need
to show them.
like I need to wear a t-shirt as my broadcast uniform.
Yeah, because I have to share it, man, because we got
I have to set an example.
the sexy female tanks are in, buddy. Look at that. In a variety of colors and sizes.
And if you don't mind hair sticking out of my cleavage,
Are you going to wear one? If I get you
can
one, will you
rock
wear it?
I can run. Oh no, that's so. Now because I got hair on my back too. That's just as bad.
Do I need to get XL or 2XL for you, buddy?
Well, is that as high as it goes?
It's as high as it goes.
I'll
2XL, buddy.
probably, all right. If it's 2XL, I'm probably gonna have to put it on a chair and stretch it out.
What color you want, buddy?
I would say probably black.
You
I don't
want
know
black?
What makes me look thinner?
I don't know. I think a lovely chartreuse,
know,
sir.
Yeah, you know what makes me look thinner? A forehead, where it's kind of hanging off of me. Somebody's
look
like,
at that. $21.70. You can't beat that for just 100% cotton, soft. Oh my God, you can't. Oh Jesus.
I'm not going to be able to put that in the dryer.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's high quality. That's all I can say, buddy. It's high quality, and I'm gonna get you one so you can put it on and wear it. The tighter, the better, in my personal opinion.
I know that's what worries me. I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, look like the biggest. I don't know. Escape prisoner from the nervous hospital if I wear that.
That's right. And look at this other news, man. Of course, we know the D.C. U.S. attorney fired a bunch of prosecutors and launched a probe.
My gosh. For their time spent on the obviously January the 6th insurrection, which ironically enough, they're calling for insurrections now, but that's okay.
Oh, yeah. They were hanging out, banging on the doors of the Department of Education yesterday while they were
federal building. Yep, exactly right. And look for them to try to do crap like that at the Supreme Court too, because they've been mad at the court for a long time. I'm really surprised that other than access is probably just really hard compared to other federal buildings. But I'm really surprised they've not tried to do that at the Supreme Court.
Right. Well, I tell you, this is an interesting video, talking about how they basically how they got onto USAID. It was
right.
It was something, Let's see.
Oh, God.
The people who come first, they're probably the ones who are in on the biggest grift because, hey, I figured out how to grift this money. How USAID got to the top of the Doge list, I think, is one of the most interesting aspects of this story. So if you remember, on January 21st, Trump decided he would do a bunch of executive orders, right? And one of them was to pause foreign aid for 90 days. Okay, this seems reasonable. We got to take care of our country. That was part of his mandate for becoming the 47th president of the United States. So a couple of days later, the White House said, hey, this U.S. aid leadership is trying to circumvent the executive order. In other words, they're just going to keep paying people even though the executive order came out. That alerted the Doge team. So Elon confirmed this on X. He said, quote, all Doge did was check to see which federal organizations were violating the president's executive orders the most. Turned out to be USAID, so that became our focus. And according to NBC, security officials at USAID tried to prevent Doge from even getting into the building or accessing the systems. To your point, Antonio, the person probably who's got the most to hide is the one who's going to fight the most. Over the weekend, Doge gained access to USAID, and then people started tweeting out all of this, crazy spend and things that any American who looks at it and says, wait a second, if we haven't fixed the goddamn water in Flint, Michigan, why are we sending money to Galway or in Ireland to do a DEI musical? This makes no sense. And that's, I think, the key piece of this, Antonio, is can you win the hearts and minds of Americans? Because some of this stuff, I don't know if it's legal or it's not legal or it's against protocol or it is protocol. We're going to find out. There's been tons of legal cases and lawsuits that have been filed. But to your point, this is how Elon found out about USAID.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Very interesting.
And this is how, it's like you said, and I believe I even saw an interview with Elon where he talked about, when he had PayPal, when he was starting PayPal, he said you could always spot the fraud right away because it was the people yelling and screaming the loudest. Honest people are like, oh, something happened with my account. What do I have to do to fix it?
Right.
The fraudsters would be in your face, and that's what they're doing. They're just like I said, who the hell is angry at the person who's finding the fraud and abuse?
Well, the only people that are angry are the ones that were getting the kickback money. That's the ones that are angry. The ones that are angry, like I said, are the ones that have something to hide, that have gained something from it.
Oh, absolutely. And if people aren't, we can't go back from this. You can't unsee this. And I think it's up to us to remind everybody constantly,
That's right. That's exactly right. And it is real. I mean, we've all known that there's been overspending for the last 60 years since the war on poverty started, and so much money is just funneled out to everything. So can you imagine if the last 60 years and we didn't dump all that stuff in entitlement programs? All you did, you threw enough money out there to where everybody acts like they have a need, and then they can't do without it. So then you keep funneling more, the amount of money that's just been wasted. Imagine what we could have done with that. We could have had a damn commercial trucking interstate just for trucks, and we could have had 5 lanes on each side of the interstate for private cars, and the infrastructure that they're always complaining about. We need more money for the infrastructure. We need more money. All that. What truly what we could have done for our own people and our own,
Oh, without a doubt. I mean,
projects.
yeah. And if you think, and if you're as an American aren't upset that they're, spending our hard-earned tax dollars on this bullshit and not taking, while we're $37 trillion in debt. Are you out?
How are you not upset? We complain about tax. You can't complain about taxes and then not complain about them wasting your tax money. But I'm going to tell you, I think the figure I saw, and it's been a few years ago, and it's probably higher than that now, that 52% of all Americans don't pay any income tax because they're like below the threshold or whatever. Now, I would love to know how much of these 52%ers expect a refund every tax year. Like
Oh,
you
well,
ride through these areas and you're like, how are you getting a refund? I know you ain't paid any income tax because you fall below the threshold. And
well, I just
and
want to,
anyway,
I just want to all the income tax to go away. I said this the other day, just like my
yep,
knee jerk reaction in my gut is like, I think he's making a move to get rid of the income tax finally.
could be.
You know,
Just do it. Just do a flat tax. Just do if you did a fair tax. If somebody's making 20,000 a year, well, I'm poor. Okay, well, your 10% of 20,000 is going to be 2,000. Okay, the 100,000 a year guy, his 10% is going to obviously be 10,000. So if you make more, you're going to pay more. It's just a flat tax. But I know the accounting community does not want the flat tax because there'll be no reason to go to them for tax help. You won't even have to file your damn taxes. It'll just come out. And every year,
well, yeah.
you don't have to worry about, am I going to get a refund or I'm going to have to pay? How about we just pay a fair flat tax all year long? And you know what? You don't need the IRS. You might need the IRS for just kind of the criminal part of it, but you're not going to need the IRS. Oh, George didn't pay his taxes. Let's audit him and pull him in here. It's not necessarily criminal. They just want to put some civil penalties on you to punish you, but it's not. They're not going to put you in federal prison, but they're going to come in and tell you, well, that penalty is compounded daily, so we're going to take
all your shit.
money.
They'll take
Right.
all
They don't. Right. They don't care about putting you in jail. They just want your shit. That's exactly right. So if you do a fair flat tax, there's no reason to have, let's just say the IRS could probably get by with 5,000 people nationwide. Okay. That sounds kind of fair. And that would only to go after fraud and things like that. Let's double check my. Dude, you would not have to double check my paperwork if you already take out my flat tax. I can't cheat. I can't cheat if you do that. It's just a fair flat tax.
Yeah.
And the people that are like, well, that's not fair. The wealthy don't. No, they got, the more you make, 10% to him is a lot more money than you're ever going to pay. 10% to a millionaire is a lot more money than you're going to pay. So if I've made $1 million and you're going to take 100,000 out of my account, how's this guy down here at 50,000 complaining about 5 when 100,000 is coming out of my million?
Well,
So
they need to do something. And we were
They
talking
do.
about that
They do.
today is that there's no need to even file taxes, really.
There's no reason to.
They can
Everything coming out of your check, they can automatically deduct it, and you should never have to file anything. But I
Well,
guarantee
and they
the
know
people-
because if you file wrong, they already know. So why are
they
you
do.
making me fill this piece of paper out?
Right. How am I going to cheat? You're going to check behind me. I wouldn't be stupid enough to cheat, because not only are you going to make me pay what I thought I was going to get away with, but the penalties are going to be much more than what I actually owed. So that, just do a fair. Anybody that does not like flat tax, I don't know what's wrong with you. There's no more fair tax than a flat tax. So only thing I can figure is there are 52% of the people that don't pay any tax, so they don't give a crap. So they're like, oh, tax everybody, tax, knowing they're not paying crap. So of course they want everybody else to pay their, more taxes. This getting a refund when you ain't paid a damn thing into the system is nothing but just sucking off a teat. That's all it is. Just sucking off a teat that you don't deserve.
Oh yeah, and I tell you what, it's like I posted yesterday, buddy. If all these people whining, if you think that witch would have won the presidential election, if we'd even know about all this grift.
Oh my God! Oh, it would have got worse. It would have got worse.
My.
You'd never hear about it. You'd never know about it.
You would have never known, but we'd have never known.
No.
And it would have kept going. And you're right. I think you're absolutely right. It would have got worse, buddy.
At
Would've got
38
absolutely
trillion,
roasted.
like the national debt, well, 30, let's just say 38 trillion, would have probably been 60 or 70 by the time can you imagine if the debt ever hit 100 trillion? Like they said at what, 24, we were past the point of no return. We blew by that years ago. So
Hell yeah.
past the
Yeah.
point of no return, past the point of being willing to give up anything to get it back under control.
Well,
I don't know.
Press 47 tweeted it yesterday, buddy. Balanced budget.
Balanced
DJT,
budget, yep.
buddy.
and we did that before all the Democrats lose their mind. We did that under Clinton. And remember, he was your hero. He was your hero.
And he got a blowjob while he balanced the budget. What
yes,
else can
yes,
you? I mean, I
well,
will say that. Okay.
No, let's say that it was a staff meeting. Let's call it.
It was, and they ordered pizza.
It was a very small staff meeting between him and an intern. So he had time for a staff meeting. He balanced the budget. Remember, he went after the border. He had the border under control too, because remember, he went after the border. And not to mention, they deported illegals. But all of that, no problem when he did it. But if you do that now, they're just like, oh, I got to be against it now because my cult told me to. I got to be against it now. It's like, people, think for you damn selves. Think for yourselves.
Oh, I'm
can't
telling
believe
you.
I'm getting this wound up on a Saturday night.
Yeah,
I should be enjoying life. No, I'm just all riled up.
Oh, I know. We're all riled up.
But it's all good. It's all good. I got you, George. You know, you're like my work husband. So as long as I got you, I'm okay.
But it is USAID grant money was interwoven so deeply everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Especially, I said this months ago when they started talking about Doge on the campaign trail. From my worldly experience, start with the NGOs and work your way backwards, because they're just, NGOs are full of shit. Just like,
so if you're a senator, congressman, whatever, congresswoman, madam senator, this is not like gender specific. So you would tell a country, hey, I'll get you about $10 billion in foreign aid if you'll give me a few million back. And that way I can fund. It's like they were using foreign entities for money laundering. Like, hey, I'll give you this much. It goes to you, and then you can send it back to me, however you want to, and getting a kickback like that. That had to be the way they were doing it. Were they putting it in an offshore account? And how in the hell does Chelsea Clinton have $84 million when she was a child of a president?
Oh yeah. And you know what? Look, all of it, and I'm not really, look, if the Republicans screw shit up, I'm going to call. We're going to call it, and they've done their fair share, half of them because they're not trending like big balls.
Right.
They known all this stuff too, you know? And so I'm going to call that out too. But you know, the Democrats have a choice to make right now. They're like, you want to talk about a rudderless ship in the ocean at the moment. But you know, this delusion that they're arguing now while we're uncovering all this fraud and abuse is the screaming is ridiculous. And I'll tell you what, even some of the other social topics, like Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Did they not learn anything from November? Here he is on Bill Maher.
They just doubling down.
Oh yeah, look, here he is on Bill Maher.
God.
But I also think at the same time, there is a message of what I would call like common sense, patriotic pluralism. Yeah. That is a majority message, which is like, if some father and mother have health care for their kid lined up who's trans, just stay the fuck out of their business. Like, and let them make that decision. That's their decision to make. And you don't have to make that for your family. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your family.
But the argument is whether the child should make the decision.
But the child is never making the decision. The parents are always making the decision. Parents consent to medical care.
Well, here in California, you're allowed to hide it from the parents if the kid is.
Yes.
Thank you, one person who knows that.
But I mean,
somebody knows that is the case.
I think in the vast majority, and we've been hearing from parents right now whose kids' medical care has been interrupted. I think there's a way to talk about.
Well, of course, they would say it's not medical care. They would say it's
what they're saying.
Disfiguring a child.
I think they should mind their own business. I really do. I think they should mind their own business. And I think that's true about a lot of things. I think there is this sense in which there was this sort of backlash politics, some of which I understood, some of which people I know felt that way. I don't think what people wanted was for the women CIA agents at the CIA to be told that they can't get together once a month to like celebrate former women spies. I just don't, I think like fundamental parts of what we call in this country, the traditions of pluralism, which is what this country is. And pluralism is another word for diversity. If we're not going to use that one, let's use pluralism. That fundamentally there's a majority that understands that like we all come from different places.
Yeah.
And part of what makes this country work is we acknowledge and we negotiate those differences. And that's a thing that I think Democrats can win back a majority of message. But I also
I don't need that. He is absolutely. I'm sorry, he's retarded. He's absolutely.
If
I don't even know
how Democrats can win back power at this point, knock yourself out, buddy.
I'll take my kid to the top of the Empire State Building, and I will dangle him off the side, and I'll say I'm going to drop him off head first. Down. Well, you can't do that. Why can I do that? I'm the parent. I decide what can be done with him. Well, you can't do that because you can endanger him. Okay. Well, you're putting your children under unnecessary. I don't give a crap how mentally ill you are. You're putting your child into a medical procedure that probably not, but they could. What if they died during that procedure because you felt like they needed medical care is not elective. Can we agree? If I go in for a facelift or a boob reduction or liposuction, which I probably will once I wear this shirt, I realize that's probably what I need. That is not medical care. That is an elective cosmetic type surgery.
Well, if you're ignorant enough to think that a child that young
can make that decision, right.
They want to be a fucking astronaut and then a fireman. They're all like Jethro Bodine on the Clampets, buddy. They want to be a streetcar conductor one day and a brain surgeon the next.
Right.
See, you're a fucking idiot if you let your kids do that.
That is unreal to me. Now we agree that that the young mind does not mature to what, 25? 25, 26. Must be 26 because that's when the insurance rates drop.
But my youngest kid's 26, and that still ain't enough. No.
Let's just say 26. And you're allowing a child who's maybe 8 or 10 to say, I think I want to do. Why do you want to do that? Because you saw it at school, because you heard another friend talk about it. So we don't cut on our bodies when we're that young because somebody else influenced you or something you saw look cool. I'm telling you, they're trying to make this like a fad. And they're trying to make it like a
tattoo.
Cool thing to do. Right.
You can't even get a damn tattoo.
And the fact to say that that's the parents' choice. Okay, well, you know what? I got a 10-year-old. I told him to go out and shoot a bunch, but you can't do that. Well, he's my kid. I can tell him what to do. But that's dangerous. Oh, but that's not dangerous getting their genitals cut out.
I know. I know.
I know you. Oh my God. Can we just have the rapture already? Because I can watch these people burn like Raiders of the Lost Ark when they opened up the Ark and they all just melted. I want to live long enough to where they all are standing there and the clouds part open and they all melt to where they're just skeletons, just like Raiders of the Lost Ark. When they opened that Ark, when the Nazis opened that Ark and they all melted down. Because at this point, and you know what? Vengeance is not mine. but I could sure enjoy watching it.
Yeah. Well, listen, that's why this is one of my favorite memes, you know. It's like it's where's it at? Where
Yeah, you got to find. Ah!
my next song is called Please Don't Cut Off My Dick because I like the color pink.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. You know what? And they are adults, just like Chris Haynes. They are a generation that has apparently never heard the word no. And now they have raised kids who they've never said no. And they'll come in with some kind of stupid idea. They're just being creative. How about you? It is okay for a child to hear no. It is really okay for them.
Absolutely.
And now they're adults. The timeout generation that hadn't had their ass whipped, the timeout generation is now adults, and now they're having kids. So we are 2 generations sitting in a damn corner counting to 3. We are 2 generations into that, and that's and that's where Antifa comes from. Is a bunch of spoiled trust fund kids that never heard the word no.
But we talked about this drunk one night on the back deck. We
did.
You know, look, us Gen Xers, we were raised on, neglect and hose water. But
right. Oh, it's funny you say that. I got to tell you too when you get done with this.
It's our fault. We
did. I know
our goddamn kids because
we did our kids right to where they know how the world works, but apparently you and I are in the minority. And I would say for the people that truly raise their kids, and I'm not talking about I'm raising them to send them to the best college. Screw all that. I'm talking about raising your kids to where they know how to deal with people and they know how the real world operates. I'm not saying you cannot base your kids' success on the fact that they went and got some kind of stupid ass unicorn degree. He went to D1 college. Don't care. I'm just saying that there are probably 10% of the parents that raise the children to be prepared for the real world. And the other 90, oh my God. And you're right. It's our generation. It is our generation that did that. I don't know if we had it so good in the 70s and 80s that we just thought our kids were going to be the same. Well, they'll be the same as me because that's how I was raised, but they didn't do the same thing. And I'm telling you, our generation did not become enough like, oh, well, I took them to ball. I was at every game. Not talking about that. Talking about sitting down and talking to them and telling them this is the real world. You're either going to lead or you're going to get out of the way. This is the real world. This is what you have to do.
Well, the thing is, the real world's not going to wait on your lollygag, and
that's right.
That's why I didn't like. I mean, look, we're all rooting the great free state of Florida, but you can't whip your kids' ass in Florida. I don't. That's why I don't. Now that they're grown. Now that they're grown, I guess I could go to the free state of Florida.
I would say this. For the people that say, well, you can't just whip a child and expect them to straighten up. Well, yeah, you can, but I tell you what you can do. You can engage your kids enough that they respect you, that if you tell them something verbally, that's as bad as whipping them. Because if they respect you, but these kids don't respect their parents. All they look at their parents is like they're a walking ATM machine, and they don't respect them. And the parents trying to be friends with their kids, that has been so.
That's how you get yourself in a crack.
I know. I've told my kids I don't need any friend. Now we'll be friends when you get older and you know better. But while I'm raising you, I'm not your friend. I'm your dictator. Sorry. You live in my country. This is my constitution.
You're a dictator, baby.
That's right. You live here. If you don't like it, go out and start your own country, and you be the dictator of your house. But you know what? When they got older, no surprises. Thank goodness.
And now Oh, I know. And it's all, they got to straighten this shit up. Because like I said, that guy, Chris Hayes, how this whole topic started, Chris Hayes is a moron from MSNBC.
Oh, he's so bad. So bad.
And Letitia James, look, she's at it too, buddy. Oh my goodness. She's just, she's, they're killing me, dude. They're killing me.
Oh, no.
In the past week, Elon Musk and his so-called Department of Government Efficiency have accessed the personal private information of tens of millions of Americans and sensitive data about public and private entities, social security numbers, addresses, tax returns, and more.
Oh,
Does this bitch realize the
IRS has all of this?
Does she realize that they're federal employees working under the direction of the president?
Yep. And do you realize the Department of Justice and the Internal Revenue Service have all this information on you all the time? All the time. They can look at it anytime they want to.
That's right. And
not outraged by that.
And they're with employees of the Treasury. This idiot. Oh,
I know.
This unelected group, led by the world's richest man,
they're all unelected. They're appointed and employed.
I don't know. I forgot what Oprah Winfrey was at the White House all the time. Now, what was her? Who elected her? But she was at the White House.
Hunter was sitting in goddamn staff meetings with.
Yeah, he wasn't elected. Jay-Z wasn't elected. What other billionaire? Byron Allen, who owns network and radio entities, who's a billionaire. He wasn't elected. There are billionaires in that White House all the time with Joe Biden. They weren't elected. Didn't see y'all getting too excited about that one.
It's all about hypocrisy. It's all about it's hypocrisy.
Have this information, and they explicitly sought this unauthorized access to illegally block payments that millions of Americans rely on. Payments for health care, child care, and other essential programs. Today, Democratic attorneys general are taking action to keep Americans' personal data secure, to keep sensitive information about Americans private, and to uphold our Constitution. We have filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration for giving unauthorized individuals access to these immensely sensitive records.
They were authorized, you shithead, from the president.
Right.
The one that executes the administrative branch, you dumbass.
Right. That's so stupid.
In violation of the law. President Trump does not have the power to give our private information away to whomever he wants.
Where does this...
That's not even that is not
you
even...
know, look, I tell you what, I'm trying not to be partisan.
I'm getting a hemorrhage.
I'm trying not to be partisan, but y'all are fucking idiots. Y'all are just idiots. And you know what? We're going to get a little banned, probably. YouTube's already demonetized the stream.
Look, I mean, y'all can't sit there.
YouTube demonetized the stream when I put up the "Don't cut off my dick" meme.
Right. Well, I forgot about that one. That could be a problem. But I mean, short of that, with all the, let me tell you, influential people come to that White House all the time. Don't think for a minute. You know why let's just say, you know why Biden's millionaires didn't have your Social Security number? They don't care. They don't care. They didn't care because they weren't going to do anything. So they didn't care about your Social Security. The Social Security number thing is so funny. Now, these same people that are worried about their Social Security number have their whole life on Facebook for everybody to see. So
yeah.
You worried about privacy? Get rid of all your social media. That's the best way to ensure your privacy.
Yeah. Somebody want to tell us, bitch, I can't afford eggs. They don't want my info.
Right. She worried about Social Security numbers. I'm worried about price of meat and eggs and milk.
That's right. Oh my God.
Well,
you know what?
Gives me an anal rash just thinking about it.
I'm telling you, now that we've got on a rant, that's it, buddy. But all our great friends have joined us on our 2 great free speech platforms of Rumble and X, and even over on YT, who's probably, like I said, already demonetized the stream because
maybe not.
Because
Man, I
drunk
don't
Doug
know.
went overboard, man. I don't know.
I
Maybe
really
not.
did. I really did. Y'all, we're trying to leave this place better than we found it.
That's
And it's
right,
just,
dang
and
it.
we're gonna have to work hard to get it anywhere near what it was when we arrived on this planet. It's gonna be a long process. Because I'm gonna tell you what, if you were raised in the 70s and the 80s, and you're born now and you missed out on that, I'm sorry for you, because those 2 decades kicked tail. And
Yes.
not to mention the music slapped, the movie slapped, and our stuff was so good that everybody now does nothing but just rip it all off nowadays. You rip off the good stuff because you know you didn't live during the best time.
That's right. Doom, 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 doom.
Right. Vanilla Ice ripping off it. Of course he did, because it was 1990. Of course he did.
That's right. Well, if you are X joining us, look, I'm telling you, or even if you're on our other 2 channels, follow us on X at Cav Literature, at Producer Doug. Give us a follow, for God's sakes. And over on Rumble, get over there. Rumble is up and coming. Look, we're even. I'm telling you, it's a great place. Got the Rumble wallet coming. You can even tip us in Bitcoin. It's going to be incredible.
And if you do, make it XRP, because I think it has the most room to move up.
No, we're on Tether, buddy. We got.
Okay.
They've invested in Rumble heavily now, buddy. 775 million, buddy. Tender offer's been secured. And so we're up and coming. If you're not over on Rumble, you're missing out. Rumble.com, After Hours Live, and of course, if you're on the YT, give us a give us a subscription. After Hours Live show. Get over there. Get over there, for God's sakes.
Help us be more, help us get more of a following in the cult of YT.
That's right. That's right. And oh man, well, we've been on our rant for an hour, buddy. We're gonna have.
I know. I went way for a Saturday night. I am about to bust a blood vein in my brain. Golly,
That's because Letitia James threw us over the edge, buddy.
I'm afraid so. And if anybody didn't like what we said, we're just saying it because we love you. We don't want you to live life dumb. Come on, get it together. We're just trying to help you.
Absolutely. So for God's sakes, check all the links in the description. Go check out our merch if you're a hot lady and want to wear a hot lady tee. Share the stream. Look, on all 3 channels, really. We want to pick up, we're Art Bell. We spent the bulk of our career up all night listening to Art Bell, buddy, in the middle of the night.
We did. Oh, good times.
We're even broadcasting from a trailer in the middle of the desert in New Orleans, right next to Pahrump, Nevada, buddy. It's
if you drove down our street right now, you would not realize that broadcast history is being made in that house with the little front porch light on, and you don't even know what's going on behind closed. Charlie Rich told you, behind closed doors. You don't know what's going on.
That's right. So, and by all means, I'm telling you, we love George Norrie. He's done an outstanding job since he took over from Art Bell. But I'll tell you what, George sounded a little rough lately.
I think it's going to be time for another. But think how long he's been on, because Art Bell went off part-time in the about middle of 2000. Think about it. Norrie's probably almost had that show now for 20 years. That's hard to believe.
Yeah. And God love him. But
I mean, y'all working third shift is not easy. Good Lord.
That's right. So anyway, Drunk Doug and I are positioning ourselves. So if you know some truck drivers, we love our truck driver crowds, buddy. We're long time associates of the logistics industry. So
if you're a truck driver, I'm the one that always lets you over. Always. I will slow up to let you over because I realize you have a job to do. Everybody else is just out there screwing off on personal time. But you're making a living. I'll let you in always.
That's right. And for God's sakes, you can, while you're driving, instead of watching the stream, I know you're listening, call into the show, buddy.
Yes. Yes.
Well, shit, Doug.
Oh my gosh.
Shout
I'm
out
winded.
everybody. Check the descriptions. Follow us. Let's Super Steve on out of here, buddy.
Let's do it. Let's go.